Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, was king.
Good morning, guys. It is currently 4:50 a.m. It is time for me to wake up and I'm gonna go do some work and then head to the gym. So I just changed into my gym clothes. I'm going to do some work. Usually in the morning, in the first hour, I like to do some creative work. So a lot of the times that might mean I'm scripting YouTube videos, scripting short forms, or if I have an essay for a class, like yesterday, for example, I had to work on an essay for a class or writing summaries for scientific papers because I am pre-med, so I am taking biology classes. So I'll usually do a lot of writing or creative work in the first hour of the day because I feel like that's whenever my brain just has the most energy, which I don't know why I have so much energy in the morning, but then I crash out by like 7 p.m. So if you are a night owl, I'm honestly a little bit jealous of you because I am done after dinner. Like I cannot do work after dinner for some reason. Essentially, what I was saying is I think it's so important to have a high say-do ratio with yourself. Let me first explain what a high say-do ratio is. So essentially what that is if you tell yourself you're going to do something, then you're going to do it. So like if you tell yourself you're going to the gym, you're going to go to the gym even if you don't feel motivated, right? You want to rely on discipline because motivation is inconsistent, discipline is not. So relying on discipline, and success requires consistency. So you got to rely on discipline. If you tell yourself you're going to do something, do it. So I tell myself I'm going to wake up and go to the gym, I'm going to do it. I tell myself I'm going to wake up, I'm going to do work, I'm going to script YouTube videos for you guys, I'm going to do it. And if you have a high say-do ratio with yourself, I think it builds a lot of self-confidence because I feel like it's very easy to make excuses. Like I think it is very easy to set a limiting label on yourself and make excuses. I think a lot of the times in the past, I used to do things like, oh, because of this, I'm not able to do this. Like, you know what I mean, right? Because of X, I can't do Y. And it's always very easy to set limiting labels for yourself and make excuses. But a lot of the times, I think if you want to get really far in life, sometimes you just have to consciously recognize that you are making excuses, you are setting limiting labels on yourself, and then separate the thought from the action. So take the action, do the behavior despite what you might necessarily be feeling in that moment, which is maybe a lack of motivation.
Honestly, I don't know who the fuck to trust. Is she my friend or my foe? I'm a ex draw. Yeah, she give me that claim as well. I remember back when I was younger, I was happy. Nowadays feel like no.
So I just finished getting ready, and since today is Thursday and Thursdays are my most free days, I actually don't have classes until 3 p.m. But actually today I'm volunteering at an elementary school at 1 p.m. to just like teach curriculum, so I do have that. But my Thursday mornings are typically pretty open, so as a result of that, I try to film all YouTube videos and short forms on Thursday mornings. And so I do want to show you guys like a little behind the scenes. So this is my lights that I have set up. That's my YouTube camera. This is literally the corner of my room, guys. Like my bed is like right there. And then this is the background that you guys typically see. So I'm super excited to film I'm filming 2 YouTube videos today. So I'm filming 20 short form videos, and those will go up on my Instagram probably sometime over the next couple of weeks or months. But the reason why I'm excited to film today's videos is because we've done a lot of research regarding what has been the newest updates in the higher education space. How different schools are evaluating applicants, what Columbia is looking for, what MIT is looking for, what Yale's looking for, Stanford, etc. And there are some really top secret tips, essentially a bunch of secrets that we found out about the admission space. And I'm continuously learning every day, trying to keep up to date as much as possible so that I can inform you guys on the best strategy whenever it comes to college admissions. And I release all of this information to the students that I currently work with as well, and then I try to tell you guys as much as possible so that I can help my students essentially in the best way possible to set themselves up for success whenever it comes to getting into their dream school. And then I want to help you guys as well. Okay, so I just finished filming 2 YouTube videos this morning and then also my short forms, and now I am headed out to an elementary school. So I'm currently walking through the yard, and the yard is essentially where all of the first years live. So these are all of the first year dorms. Like, that's Matthews, that's where I lived during my freshman year. After freshman year, whenever you're in your upperclassmen houses, whenever you're like a sophomore, junior, or senior, you get sorted into your upperclassmen houses. There are various upperclassmen houses. There's 9 in the river and then 3 in the quad. So I'm currently here at Hoffman Laboratories. This is one of the buildings here that are near Harvard's law school and also their graduate school as well. And I'm on the 4th floor, so I just want to show you guys some of the scenery out here. Very beautiful. And I have class in about 30 minutes, but I just kind of wanted to finish up an essay that I'm working on for one of my classes, so that's why I'm doing some work right now. But this semester I am taking 4 classes. If you guys don't already know, I am studying molecular and cellular biology on an honors track and pre-med track here at Harvard. And then in addition to that, I'm getting a language citation in Vietnamese. So this semester I am taking an upper level molecular and cellular biology class that's focused around cancer biology and research. And then the class that I'm about to go to is an upper level neuroscience class that's focused on experience-based brain development and just like the causes and consequences of that. And then I'm taking an education class, and this is actually one of my electives. So I decided to take this class because I wanted to learn a little bit more about the K-12 education system, and also because you guys know I am very passionate about making college admissions and that information very accessible to you guys. I wanted to take this class so I could learn a little bit more about the different types of learning experiences that are basically present throughout the world, right? And how can we approach learning in a way that really dives into students' intellectual curiosity and doesn't just standardize everything? Because I truly believe that the most beautiful part about the college application process, about learning, about high school, is figuring out what you're curious about and then developing passion projects that are integral to your development and your learning and what you want to pursue in the future. And so that's why even in Ultimate Ivy League Guide, what we work on with a lot of students, especially our underclassmen students, is figuring out what their strengths are, what they're truly passionate about, and making sure that they are developing projects that really reflect the person that they are and not something that's just for college admissions. And I think that is so important. And then the 4th class that I'm taking is Vietnamese. So I already have my language credits fulfilled, but I do want to take Vietnamese all throughout college because I am ethnically Vietnamese, but I'm not fluent in Vietnamese, and I want to be able to become fluent so I can talk to my grandma more. That's actually the main reason why. I think that once I realized that time is very limited with her, and she is my mother's mother, I want to be able to talk to her about deeper things and learn more about her experiences, and so that's why I'm taking Vietnamese. And then another reason why is I actually haven't visited Vietnam before. But before I do visit my motherland, I want to be able to learn my language fluently so that I can have the full cultural experience whenever I do visit. And whenever I do have children in the future, whenever I start my own family, I want to make sure that my children know Vietnamese as well. So that is why I'm taking Vietnamese. So I just finished my classes and now I'm heading to grab dinner with two of my friends. I'm headed to Kirkland House to grab dining hall dinner with two of my friends. And one thing that I've been doing since the beginning of this year is that every single day I've scheduled a meal with at least one friend. Most of the time it's more than one friend. I'll have lunch and dinner scheduled. But one thing I learned about the college experience is that you have to really be intentional about maintaining friendships. And so reaching out to people, hanging out with them, catching up with them, relationships are one of my top values. So I'm currently here at Kirkland D Hall with Jenny and Lizzie, and they're both in Oasis with me, which stands for the Organization of Asian American Sisters in Service. I don't know if you guys see yourself. Yeah. But do you guys want to explain like what Oasis is? Because it's literally one of the only organizations at Harvard that I'm in.
So Oasis is basically a sisterhood where we basically intentionally takes time every week to come together and reflect on our weeks, reflect on anything that might be weighing on our minds, and just be there to support each other through the highs and the lows.
Yeah. And then this is Lizzie's first year in Oasis. She just got in. So what do you think about Oasis so far?
I love it. Everyone is so different and it feels like a really nice and secure community, and I'm really excited to be part of it.
So it's currently Friday and I'm here at Chipotle with my friend Henry. Henry, do you want to introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? I'm Henry. I live in the Harvard Hacker House. I live in the other side across from Elise. I have a startup that does AI video generation, and just grabbing a little Chipotle with my friend here.
Yeah. So we met because we basically live in a hacker house that's pretty much close to Harvard, and there's like 10 other people in the house as well. And we bonded because we're both like work obsessed. Like we're obsessed with work. It's so bad.
Gotta grind. Gotta love the grind.
You gotta love the grind. I guess like I want to ask you like, how would you describe me to my subscribers?
Okay, here's the thing about Elise. Like, first of all, I would say you're like the most like. The way you speak is so like, it's like you use like all these dictionary words. Like, remember the other day we were at Hotpot and you were asking about something and you're like, at what time did this occur? And Amph and I just let each other like, just say when. Like, you're always saying like, okay, Lisa's one of the most hardworking people. She's super like methodical in the way that I think you're very methodical.
Don't glaze
in
me.
the way that you speak, but also like I think that's just part of the way that you think about everything. Like, you're always breaking things down into ideas and like.
I remember once you told me that I was like ChatGPT.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, obviously, I mean that more in like the way that you talk sometimes. What'd you get, Elise?
I got this steak bowl or steak salad, I guess, with a bunch of sour cream, pico, cheese. I'm excited for this steak. It looks so lovely.
All right, peace, guys. See you in the next
We're gonna enjoy our lunch.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, walking back home now. We literally unpacked so much lore. I love catching up with Henry every now and then. It's like I feel like he hears like the craziest updates on my life, and every time he hears it, his jaw drops. It's so funny. But I'm about to get ready for some meetings. I have so many back-to-back meetings this afternoon, and then I have dinner with some friends that I'm catching up with. Two friends, Gabby and Iris, so I'm going to get dinner with them at the D Hall. And okay, what did you guys get for
I got plantains. I tried a little bite. It's really good. Rice, chicken. I think this is tofu and eggplant, broccoli and tomato, and my favorite drink of all time, orange juice.
Okay.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Okay, let's go.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Not bad. Yeah, I feel
good.
like that's Hunt's for me. Like, not bad. Consistently not bad, I'd say.
So, I mean, that's a win, right?
I got back from dinner with Iris and Gabby, and I just finished some homework for my classes. So I think I'm going to spend the rest of the night probably reading and then calling it an early night in, since tomorrow I do have the panelist interview for Harvard's Female Founders event that I am going to participate in. Happy Saturday morning. I am currently at Harvard's Women in Entrepreneurship Females Founders Circle conference, and they just gave me my badge. So look how fancy this is. This is so nice.
Okay, that's okay, that's fine.
Wait, did you guys make these stickers?
I mean, we
so
like ordered
cute.
them and stuff. Yeah, no, they're like adorable.
Yeah, this is MC. I lived with MC last semester. She was also in our little hacker house. Do you want to give yourself like a brief introduction?
Yeah, sure. My name is Mary Catherine. I go by MC. I'm a senior at Harvard, and I was living with Elise in the hacker house when I was doing a GovTech startup where we sold tech to the UN. Very fun. Elise was the best housemate to have ever.
Oh, that's so nice.
And now I help lead the women's entrepreneurship.
Yes, Harvard Women in Entrepreneurship.
Hey baby, all I want is to be loved by you. But you would never take me as I am, it's true.
She goes to Cornell. She's a freshman. She's here at Harvard for this conference. And then I guess give a little like TLDR about how you just introduced yourself to me.
Yeah. So I kind of reached out because I watched a lot of her videos again. So I'm from Central Indiana, and not many people from where I am go to like the Ivies and just top 20. And so I was able to kind of randomly scroll. I found her TikToks, and it really gave me a little bit of like what it really took for an application, and also how to just be creative in your space. And so I was like randomly on my bed watching your videos one time, and
so nice.
it really like helped me get into the mindset of like how do I initiate change within the space. And now I'm at Cornell making more change. My kind of peak is financial technology, and so right now I'm working on a fintech startup connecting high school students with freelance financial advisors, and
That's
really
amazing.
working to make personal financial education more accessible and also destigmatize like finance is boring, but it's not boring, and you need to know it because true independence comes from financial independence.
Hi, my name is Fatima. I go to Dartmouth. I study biomedical engineering, and I'm a founder of a medical device startup where we have patented a device that can detect and prevent stroke before it happens.
Wow.
Nice to meet you guys. A big fan. Love this girl.
Wait, how did you come across my content, or how did?
Yes, I did. I'm a sophomore, and I came across your content like near the end of junior year, and it was literally the basis of what I used to get into Dartmouth. I'm not gonna lie, everything, the scheduling that you have as well for time blocking, all your tips, I use in my college life now. I'm also pre-med, and so the fact that you're pre-med, I've used all your tips to actually maintain a decent GPA, especially with Dartmouth terms. Dartmouth terms are 9 weeks. They crush organic chemistry in 9 weeks. Everything's pushed together. You're the only thing that saved me. No professor really helped with that, and I didn't really have mentors. I also come from a really low financial background, and my parents wanted me to stay at college near them in Minnesota, rural Minnesota, and I wanted to get out, and you were the reason I got out. So literally, I owe my entire success to you. I'm not gonna lie, my entire success is
I think for me, I actually never really expected to come to Harvard, and so whenever I got on campus, it was very much of a culture shock for me, and just learning how to navigate the social scene of Harvard and college itself. And I think what I realized is whenever I got to Harvard, I realized that there's so many students out there with this potential to succeed. They just don't have the right guidance or mentorship. And so I wanted to ask myself, how can I use the privilege and the resources I have now to help students from my hometown and also other students that come from similar backgrounds as me to potentially maximize their full potential? And so that's whenever I started mainly with content creation. So I started in content creation for around a year, and then a year after that, that's whenever I met my co-founder, and then we launched the business. If you had asked me in high school if I would be building a business and being an entrepreneur right now, I would tell you absolutely not. That was actually like the last thing I wanted to do in high school. And even here, whenever I got to Harvard, I didn't like have an idea necessarily. It kind of all fell into place. And my story, I guess, was really interesting because whenever I first came here and I wanted to take advantage of the resources and the network here at Harvard, I started interviewing admissions officers, learning more about the admissions space. And from there, I was honestly just helping some of my friends and people back home. So I did a lot of work in my school district back home, helping individuals at my high school, mentoring a lot of students on my own. And then whenever I got results from that, that's whenever I was like, okay, hey, some of this stuff like should be shared. I don't think college admissions or the secrets or whatever to get into college admissions should be gate kept. And I think that is an issue that a lot of college admissions companies kind of practice nowadays, because there's not like a secret strategy or anything like that. I don't think you should hide anything. A little bit on the process of hiring, because I think I did go through a phase where I was hiring and then I realized that the individuals I hired didn't necessarily meet the standards that I wanted to keep in place in the business, and so I would have to have a bunch of difficult conversations and then fire individuals. And so I think whenever it comes to hiring, I think definitely you want to look to hire the smallest skill gap. So for example, you want someone that has the professional skills that you want in your business, but then you also want someone that's a culture fit, right? And then you have to ask yourself, is it easier to teach someone the culture of my business, or is it easier to teach someone the skills that I'm hiring for? If it's easier to teach someone the skills you're hiring for, then you want to look for individuals that are more a culture fit for your business, and then you can ramp them up on training whenever it comes to teaching them those skills. And so I think definitely always hiring for the smallest skill gap is something to think about. And then also whenever it comes to hiring, whenever you get to that stage in your startup, I think always trying to look for individuals' ability to make judgments as well. That is the number one quality that I look for, because I don't want to be micromanaging people. I shouldn't like have to tell you what to do and you just follow the things I do step by step. You want individuals that can make their own judgments, and if they come across an issue, they find a solution from it, or they find a solution for it, and then they tell you that they already solved the issue. So I think it's really important to identify what are the 4 main areas of your life that you want to focus on. So for me, that's like business, and then family, friends, and relationships, and then maybe my own health and well-being, and then I don't know, school. Yeah, school. Yeah, of course. So then based on that, imagine like on a stove, there's like 4 different burners, right? You cannot turn all burners on at 100%, because then you will burn out. And so every single day, it's thinking about which burners do I turn on more, and then which ones do I turn off, or not turn off, but turn down a little bit less, so that you can still focus on all 4 main areas of your life that matter the most to you without burning out. And then one thing I think I realized is that burnout happens whenever your mind is very scattered across different things, and you're just like, your attention is divided across different things. It's not necessarily that you have a bunch of work. And so I think it's very important to time block as well and avoid task switching. So like if you are working on school and then you're thinking about one thing and then you're thinking about another thing, you're going to burn out. And so, really blocking out time, like I'm going to focus on homework during this time and then focus on my business.
Good morning. It is Sunday. It is currently 6:30 a.m.
I'm trying to whisper because I think people are asleep right now, but I'm taking a break from writing an essay for a class because I want to make myself some tea. So let's make some tea. So the essay that I'm writing for a class, it's a 2,500 word essay that synthesizes essentially all of the readings that we've done the entire semester, as well as external resources and peer-reviewed resources. This is for my education class actually. And so I'm writing a paper about college admissions, believe it or not, and how I think the way that college admissions is framed for K through 12 students should be changed, and how there's a lot of systematic inequalities whenever it comes to the education system, and the potential solutions that we should take in order to solve these inequalities. Essentially, like, my take on it is college admissions is not the end. It should be the means to the end, which is really maximizing students' potential and being able to help them dive into their intellectual curiosity and do better with the world. I just finished my first draft of the essay and I changed into my gym clothes because I'm about to hit the weights. I just got finished with my workout and now I am here at Dunster Dining Hall. I'm going to do a little bit of studying for my Vietnamese class because we do have an exam on Monday and then I'm giving a presentation to the class on Wednesday, so I need to prepare my slides for that. But I want to show you guys Dunster Dining Hall. This is one of the prettier upperclassmen houses in my opinion, and I love going here because of the natural light. And then honestly, it's really quiet most of the time, so I like to work in here. I got a little bit sidetracked because I ended up FaceTiming someone from back home. And so now I'm headed to Lamont Library to meet up with a friend and then also get some work done. This is crazy. I'm gonna grab some burger patties here.
Talk about my plate. Okay, no, show both of our plates.
We're bun haters.
I'm back. How are you guys enjoying Yardfest so far? The food is good. This is really good coffee. Yeah. What's your take on Yardfest so far? Oh, okay. Yeah. So fun! So fun! Yeah! That's amazing. Okay, bye. Have fun.
Sorry guys, unfortunately I got overstimulated and so I wanted to leave. I wish I was more extroverted, but I am not. But I am very proud of myself for going to Yardfest, at least for a little bit anyways, because typically honestly right before this I was crashing out and I was pretty tired and I almost did not go, but I still decided to go and get some food and say hi to people and enjoy it for around an hour. So I'm very proud of myself, but I'm so sorry I'm not going to be able to get footage for you guys of the actual concert. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of the behind the scenes of what my actual life looks like and my raw emotions and thoughts and interactions both with my friends and some of you guys that I'm meeting and learning about how I was able to help you get into your dream school. I think it's one thing to know that I'm helping you guys on paper, but it's another thing to interact with you guys in real life and being able to see how my mentorship program and my curriculum has actually transformed so many lives. I think is so meaningful. But with that being said, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know your thoughts. I want to be very transparent with you guys on how my life actually is and what it really takes to balance both being a Harvard pre-med student and also running a full-time business with a full-time team as well. I love you guys so much. You don't understand how grateful I am to honestly wake up every day and realize that this is my life, and I'm building something that truly resonates with my heart and my purpose and is able to make an impact in your lives. Guys, in the next video. Bye.